Salatu wassalamu ala wal mursalin Sayyidina Muhammad wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in. Amma ba'd. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Sofirwa. I am one of the students of English Department State University, Islamic Studies, Sultan Haji Muhammad Idris Samarinda. And it is a wonderful and precious chance for me to be able to be your master of ceremony in this wonderful occasion. International webinar enhancing academic communication skill for millennial in digital era. First of all, let's say thanks to Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala who has been given us guidance, happiness, mercy, and blessings. Hence, we could be able to attend this event without any obstacles. Praise and salutation upon our Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, who has saved us from the darkness to the lightness. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to welcome the speakers we have today, the Honorable Ms. Poornima, Mr. Chenghui Chen, and Ms. Zulida binti Abdul Kadir. It's such an honor for us to have you guys here. Thank you so much. The Honorable Vice Rector, Mr. Muhammad Nasir, Professor of Curriculum of Islamic Studies. The Honorable Head of Master Program English Department, Ms. Rostanti Toba. The Honorable Ms. Dina Destari as our moderator today. The Honorable all the lecturers of State University Islamic Studies, Sultan Haji Muhammad Idris Samarinda. And my beloved brother and sisters, welcome. Ladies and gentlemen, before we begin this event, let us pray together, which will be led by Ustadz Ahmad Fadel Shakir Hidayat. Please stand is yours.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam.
Amin ya rabbal alamin. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahi hamda syakirin hamdan na'imin hamda yuwafi ni'amahu wa yukafi'u mazidah. Ya Rabbana lakal hamd kama yanbaghi li jalali wajhikal karimi wa 'azimi sultanik. Wassalatu wassalamu ala asyrafil anbiya'i wal mursalin sayyidina Muhammadin wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in. Allahumma inna nas'aluka salamatan fi dinina wa 'afiyatan fi ajsadina wa ziyadatan fi 'ulumina wa barakatan fi arzaqina wa tawbatan qabla al-maut wa rahmatan 'inda al-maut wa maghfiratan ba'da al-maut. Allahumma hawwin 'alaina fi sakaratil maut wan najata minan nar wal 'afwa 'inda al-hisab. Allahumma 'allimna ma jahilna wa dhakkirna ma nusina waftah 'alaina min barakatis samai wal ard. Innaka antas sami'ul alim. Allahumma ya hayyu ya qayyum akrimna bi jawdatil hifzi wa sur'atil fahmi warzuqna al hikmata wal ma'rifata wal ilma wal hilma bihaqqi sayyidina Muhammadin sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Allahumma ya muallima Musa 'allimna wa ya mufahhima Sulaiman fahhimna. Rabbana atina fid dunya hasanah وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار وصلى الله وسلم على خير خلقه نبينا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم سبحان ربك رب العزة عما يصفون وسلام على المرسلين والحمد لله رب العالمين ثم السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you to Ustadz Ahmad Fadel Shakir Hidayat. May God allow this event beneficial for us as well as run smoothly. Amen. The next agenda is singing Indonesia Raya.
Indonesia
Well, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to invite Ms. Rostanti Toba. My apologies. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to invite Ms. Rostanti Toba to give her remarks for us related to Committee Chairman report. Please, time is yours.
Okay, thank you. Our Master of Ceremony today. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Salam.
Good morning and greeting to all of us. I want to thank God that giving us the blessing to be here together to attend our international webinar, and I hope we are all in a good health and condition. I mean,
Kalau pakai background ya? Gimana itu?
Okay. Thank you for committee for having me today and to all support to prepare this event, yes. And the Honorable to our Vice Rector, Professor Dr. Muhammad Nasir MG, the Honorable all speakers, Ms. S. Poornima from India, Mr. Chenghui Chen from China, Mrs. Zulida binti Abdul Kadir from Malaysia, and our moderator today, Mrs. Dina Destari from State Islamic University, Samarinda, Indonesia, and of course for all of the participants of our international webinar today. Thank you for joining our international webinar, and actually we have more than 300 participants, but maybe some of them still not yet here. The participants come from some countries. There are India, New Zealand, Malaysia, and of course from Indonesia. And today I hope you can enjoy your time in our international webinar and have a good day. Thank you to all, and Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you so much to Ms. Rostanti Toba. Next, please welcome the Vice Rector, Mr. Muhammad Nasir, Professor of Curriculum of Islamic Studies, to deliver his speech as well as open this event officially.
Thank you. Thank you. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahirabbil alamin. Shalatu wassalamu ala asyrafil mursalin wa ala alihi wa ashabihi ajmain, amma ba'du. Good morning. Greeting to all of us. Om Swastiastu, Namo Buddhaya, and best regard. Dear colleagues, professor, lecturer, professor, ladies and gentlemen, all students, on behalf of State University of Islamic Sultan Aceh Muhammad Samarinda, I would like to express my sincere gratitude and welcome you to the International Webinar Series Enhancing Communication Skill 2022. Alhamdulillah, uqaddimu alaikum asyukr al-jamila ala hududikum fi hadhi anadu al-mubarakah. Arju kula raja antakunu sihatan, antakunu afiatan, wa alaikum antatabi'u hadhi anadu al-mubarakah bil ihtimam. Moreover, I honorable welcome our invited speakers, Miss Poornima from Trinity College for Women, Namakkal, Tamilnadu, and Prof. Chenghui Chen from Nanjing University of Finance and Economics, China, and Professor Zulida binti Abdul Kadir from University Hussein on Malaysia, and moderator Dina Destari. It is my hope that the international webinar series Enhancing Communication Skill would be able to achieve with this objective in providing an effective forum for academician, researcher, and practitioner to advance in knowledge and research. Therefore, the focal drive of this conference is to exchange ideas, and by participation in this exchange, it is hoped that all parties who may benefit from the conference can apply in managing activities in this area. It is pleasing to note that the agenda of this conference covers a wide range of interesting topics related to all theoretical and practical aspects, but not limited to education aspect. Last but not least, my deepest gratitude goes to the advisory board, organizing committee, International Virtual Conference Committee, institution, and volunteer who have directly and indirectly supported the success of this webinar. The committee has organized a vibrant scientific program and is working hard to present highly respected and internationally notorious speakers to lead it. Although we try our finest to be professional, on behalf of UINSI Samarinda, please accept our sincere apologies or should there be inconveniences that occur before, during, or after the event. I wish you a very productive conference with exciting and encouraging discussion and extraction of knowledge, so that together we can anticipate a future of groundbreaking knowledge and research. May God bless us all. We got help to make this event a successful and enjoyable one. Thank you for your participation. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you so much, Mr. Muhammad Nasir. Hopefully we could be able to apply it well for what has been said by him. Ladies and gentlemen, the last agenda is closing. To officially close this opening ceremony, let us recite Hamdalah together. Alhamdulillahirabbil alamin. Well, everyone, I would like to invite you to open your camera. Therefore, we could be able to take a picture together. So please, for those who haven't opened the camera yet, please do open, and I'm gonna count until 3. Okay, we have Muhammad Tifta Nabil, Indah, Arif, Muhammad Muyasar, and the others. There are several slides here since the participants include 130 something, so it might be a retake for a few times. Okay, thank you so much. For the last slide, in count 3, 1, 2, 3. Okay, next. 1, 2, 3. Thank you. Next. 1, 2, 3. All right. Is that all, Miss Vidya?
Yeah, okay.
All right, thank you. Finally, from the deepest of my heart, I do apologize for my mistake in presenting this event. Thank you very much for your kind attention, and I would like to give it back to Ms. Dina Destari as the moderator. Please, time is yours.
Okay, thank you, Master of Ceremony. Good morning from the city Samarinda, East Kalimantan, Indonesia. I thank everyone and appreciate those who attended this event. Well, ladies and gentlemen, considering Friday in Indonesia is not a long enough time for an activity like this because male Muslim brothers in our country will perform Friday prayers. So then we will go straight to the main event. Because of that, the speaker make presentations in parallel. Also, each presenter is given approximately 15 to 20 minutes. And if we still have time, we will open question and answer sessions for the participants. All right, ladies and gentlemen, there were 3 speakers from 3 different countries. And I hope everyone is here in our room. Let's say hello first. Good morning, Miss Poornima from India. Are you here?
Yes, ma'am. Good morning. I'm here.
Okay, thank you, sister. And then the next one is Mr. Chenghui or David from China, but he is currently domiciled in New Zealand. Are you with us, Brother David?
Hello.
Hi.
Hello, everybody. I'm here.
Hello, everyone. Thank you, David. I really appreciated you, brother. And lastly, from Malaysia, Mrs. Zulida. Sister, are you already?
Yeah, I'm here. Assalamualaikum.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. All right, thanks.
Yeah.
And we are glad you are being here. Well, brother and sister, our big theme on this occasion is enhancing academic communication skill to millennials in the digital era. In a brief preface, I'd like to share that currently e-learning development has always been a pursuit of an understanding how students learn and how to provide them with attractive materials. So community change across generations are mostly influenced by the community change at the global stage. Well, furthermore, it is crucial for us to identify the effects of technology as well as to understand the psychology of generations depth communications. So therefore, millennials or digital natives are a generation different in their learning style and how they expect to be trained, how they expect to be coached in comparison to other generations. So what about us as educators, except for pragmatic and inductive training materials, and also which are welcome, visual, and most familiar is gamification are win-win tools. We already aware that millennials prefer collaborative learning and they look like sharing stories with their peers. Multitasking allows educators to offer them more different options to utilize e-learning platforms. So we allowing them to try do it by themselves, put them in the position to take this, which is their comfort zone. So hence this agenda today present a framework of how millennials as well as educators cope with I would like to say it's a lifelong learning in the digital era, with the addition of the case study based on the speaker's perspective from David, Poornima, and also Sister Zulida, which engage both millennials and educators all over the world to be part of the game, sharing experience about their needs, and of course, enjoying the e-journey. So well, for the first opportunity, let's have Ms. Poornima present her ideas. The floor is yours for about 15 to 20 minutes. Sisters, please. Thank you.
Thank you, sister. My humble greetings to everyone. This is Poornima, Assistant Professor of English, Trinity College for Women, Namakkal, Tamilnadu. Most respected dignitaries of State University of Islamic, Sultan Haji Muhammad Idris Samarinda, Namaskar. Respected fellow speakers,
Namaste.
My dear young learners from the same university and from other areas. First and foremost, I wholeheartedly express my greetings and gratitude to the higher authorities for giving me this wonderful opportunity to share my ideas on the topic, enhancing academic skill for millennials in the digital era. With all your permission, may I scan my screen, ma'am?
Yes, it's okay. You can share screen by
Okay.
yourself or our committee.
Thank you. Let me
Okay.
try, sister. 1 second, sister. Sister, host disabled participant screen sharing. Would you please share my PPT, sister?
Okay, it's okay. The committee, Mbak Widya, would you like to help us to share the Sister Poornima's PPT, please? Thank you. It's already, Sister Poornima.
Yes, sister. Yes. Thank you. So, let me begin my session with a famous quote, John Keats' quote. Heard melodies are sweet, but those unheard are sweeter. Okay, we may not hear everything, we may not know everything. We cannot climb into the stars in a single step. Okay, so we may develop ourselves gradually, step by step. The unknown things are sweet as well as interesting, but the unheard learning things will be more interesting to learn. So let's keep on learning forever. One second, sister. So let me begin my session by defining the term literacy. Literacy is a term most people associate with the basic reading as well as writing skills. Sister, could you please move on the next slide? Yeah, next one. The traditional literacy skill set contains the traditional literacies of reading, writing, speaking, and listening. But these 4 essential skills might have rearranged as per the activities of human, then converted as LSRW skills: listening, speaking, reading, and writing. These skills are inevitable life skills that have no language or cultural barrier. These skills help us make better connections by communicating efficiently with our surroundings. Okay, we have already seen LSRW. So LSRW way of learning abilities are the same: listening, speaking, reading, and writing. With regards to acquiring the learning abilities, LSRW way of learning skills are regularly gained by listening, first followed by speaking, reading, and writing. Hence, these abilities are frequently called LSRW way of learning. Next slide, sister. Okay, thank you. Listening is the primary learning skill. It is what is known as a responsible ability, or it is considered as a latent skill. That is, latent means hidden skill. Okay, that is hidden skill. How the listening should happen. It exposes us to utilize our ears and our minds to understand. Without the ability to listen adequately, the understanding is essentially mistaken. The act of listening defines how you and your body parts transmit the information. A person cannot respond to a speech unless he hears it. Okay, you cannot respond to me even. So apart from the psychological function, listening to certain things depicts your dedication and interest towards, which contributes to our personality development skills. Then speaking. Speaking is the communication medium of learning orally. To talk, we make sounds utilizing numerous pieces of our body, including the lungs, vocal cord, tongue, teeth, lips, etc. So speaking is the second of the 4 learning skills. Speaking is normally the second expertise that we learn. Okay, speaking or talking means to communicate or expressing one's thoughts and feelings in a spoken language. In primary schools, elocution and recitation are main sources to master the phonetics, the sounds, the rhythm, and to an extent, the intonation, modulation, and variation in the way to be effective in conveying ideas and information, I think. Okay, I hope you have studied in your schooling. Then you can improve your speaking by, I will give you some ideas. Okay, speaking in front of the mirror to gain confidence, as well as do not interpret someone else in between to speak. as well speak without hesitation, and excuse yourself when you leave or sneeze or cough or anything that distracts your flow of speech, and then speak in a language you are most comfortable with. Okay, then comes reading. Reading is another great skill. It is more significant one to all. It is the process of understanding and comprehending ideas generated via that. The four fundamental kinds of reading practices are skimming, scanning, intensive, and extensive. So reading can be enhanced through reading and writing at the same time, increasing our memory. So it enhances your cognitive abilities, making you very observant. And then underlining the lines for better understanding, as well as read the difficult words again and again until it seems easy for you. Then read and explore new words and ideas as regularly as possible. Then comes writing. Writing is the first language expertise we may gain in our learning. Similarly, as with the speaking, it is gainful or dynamic expertise as it expects us to utilize our hands and as well as our minds to deliver the composed message, idea, thought, or information that we would have spoken otherwise. Writing abilities might be improved by giving activities on piece and exploratory writing. Students are to be taught and urged to compose, arrange, and organize their thoughts on a given subject or topic. So the significance of sequencing their idea thought process are to be appeared so as to acquire cohesiveness, completeness, and accurateness in their writing. Okay, here we may think of Bacon's quote, reading makes a full man, conference a ready man, and writing an exact man. Of course, writing comes at last, but one of the most effective skills in communication. Then comes soft skills. Please move on the next slide, Mr. Thank you. Soft skills, an essential ingredient for success. Okay. So what is soft skills? Next slide, sister. Next one. Thank you, sister. What are soft skills? How soft skills work? Types of soft skills and how to get soft skills. Next slide, sister. Next one, please. Thank you. So soft skills, personal skills that characterize a person's relationships with other people. Okay, in the workplace, soft skills are considered to be a complement to hard skills, which refer to a person's knowledge and occupational skills as well. So soft skills have more to do with who people are rather than what they know. Okay, so these are non-technical skills that relate to how you work. They include how you interact with colleagues, how you solve problems, and how you manage your work. So what are soft skills? Soft skills related to how you work. Next, sister. Soft skills include interpersonal, people skills, communication skills, listening skills, time management, team skills, leadership skills, and customer service skills. Next one, sister. Next, soft skills include the personal attributes, personality traits, and communication abilities needed for success in the job. It characterizes how a person interacts in his or her relationship with others. Next one, sister. So next, how soft skills work. Soft skills are also important to the success of most employers. After all, nearly every job requires employees to engage with others in some way. Another reason hiring managers and employers look for applicants with the soft skills is that soft skills are transferable skills that can be used regardless of the person's job. This makes job candidates with the soft skills very adaptable employees. Soft skills are particularly crucial in some customer-based jobs. Okay, the soft skills identified as important in the workplace include communications, teamwork, motivation, problem solving, enthusiasm, as well as trust. Soft skills are crucial to success in business also. Language is the root of communication. Language helps people to understand others, emotional, and aids in the formation of social skills. Forms of communication include interpersonal communication, verbal, and written. Okay, so individuals born into different generations having different communication styles, because your communication may be different from mine, vice versa. The millennial group, that is your group, has grown up in the age of connection to each other through technology. You are not born with a silver spoon, but with technology. Okay. So electronic communication has replaced some face-to-face conversations as the preferred mode of communication, which can result in individuals lacking soft skills. But you all must improve it. Next, sister. Next slide. Thank you. Then types of soft skills. Soft skills include the personal attributes, personal traits, and communication abilities. We have seen already. So soft skills characterize how a person interacts in his or her relationships with others. So soft skills include adaptability, communication, creative thinking, dependability, work ethic, teamwork, positivity, time management, motivation, problem solving, critical thinking, and then conflict resolution. Next, sister. When you are applying for new job, highlight your soft skills as well as your job specific ones. Okay. So first, make a list of the soft skills you have that are relevant to the job you want, and then compare your list of soft skills with the job the listing, and then you can also mention these soft skills in your covering letter. Pick one or two soft skills you have that appear to be the most important for the job you would like. In your cover letter, provide evidence that shows you have those particular skills. Okay. Finally, you can highlight these soft skills in your interviews also. You can demonstrate your soft skills during the interview by being friendly as well as approachable. If you pay close attention while the interviewer is talking, you will show your listening skills. Okay. We have seen already in the LSRW skills, listening is the first and foremost thing we all must belong to. Next slide, sister. Next one, sister. Next one, please. Thank you. So next comes the 21st century skills, very, very important academic skill for millennials, especially for millennials. They are 12 abilities that today's students need to succeed in their careers during this information age. The 12 21st century skills are critical thinking, creativity, collaboration, communication, information literacy, media literacy, technology literacy, flexibility, leadership, initiative. Sister, can you hear me? Okay, thank you. Initiative, productivity, social skills. These skills are intended to help students keep up with the lightning pace of today's modern market. Each skill is unique in how it helps students, but they all have one quality in common. They are essential in the age of internet. Okay, so the 21st century skills categories. Next slide, sister. Yeah, there are 3 categories: learning skills, literacy skills, life skills. The first one, sister. Next slide, sister. Yeah, thank you. Learning skills. Previous slide, sister, please. Thank you, sister. So learning skills, the 4 C's. Okay. Learning skills teaches students about the mental processes required to adapt and improve upon a modern work environment. The 4 C's of 21st century skills are critical thinking, creativity, collaboration, and communication. Okay, critical thinking means finding solutions to problems, and then creativity, it leads to thinking outside the box, and then collaboration initiates working with others, and then communication indicates talking to others. Arguably, critical thinking is the most important quality for someone to have in health sciences and some other areas. Creativity is equally important as a means of adaptation. Okay, then this skill empowers students to see concepts in a different light, which leads to innovation. Then collaboration means getting students to work together, achieve compromises, and get the best possible results from solving a problem. Then finally, communication is the glue that brings all of these educational qualities together. Without understanding proper communication, students in the 21st century will lack a pivotal skills to progress their careers. These skills are universal.
Excuse me, Sister Poornima. Excuse me, sister.
Yes, sister.
You
Yes,
still
sister.
have 5 minutes left, please.
Sister?
You still have 5
okay.
minutes left.
Okay,
5
sister.
minutes
Okay, sister. Okay, sister. Steer.
Sister Poornima, you still have 5 minutes left, please. I will
Yeah,
let
sure,
you know.
sister.
I will let you
Yeah,
know
sure.
if the time is up. You can
Oh,
go.
you.
I mean, you still have 5 minutes more.
Okay, sister. Okay, sister. Thank you. Let me complete soon.
Yep.
Sorry. Okay, then literacy skills. There are 3 different skills. The IMT method. Okay, the first one information literacy, and the second one media literacy, and then third one technology literacy. The information literacy indicates understanding facts, figures, statistics, and data. And the second one, media literacy, it develops to understand the methods and outlets in which information is published. And then third one, technology literacy, it indicates understanding the machines that make the information is possible. Okay, the next slide, sister. Life skills. Life skills is the final category, also called flips. These skills all pertain to someone's personal life, but they also bleed into professional settings. They take a look at the intangible elements of a student's everyday life. Okay, these falls into 5 categories: flexibility, leadership, initiative, productivity, and social skills. Flexibility indicates deviating from plans as needed, and then leadership indicates motivating a team to accomplish a goal, and then third one, initiative, indicates starting projects, strategies, and plans on one's own, and the fourth one, productivity, indicates maintaining efficiency in an age of distractions, and the fifth one, social skills, it is associated with meeting and networking with others for mutual benefit. Okay, next slide, sister. Yeah, you all must aware of employability skills also. It is associated with interview skills. Okay, so what are the employability skills? Interview skills specifically: problem solving, communication skills, adaptability, collaboration, time management, organization, technology use, information use, personal traits, as well as leadership. Okay, the first one, I think I have no time to explain all those things. Anyhow, let me pass on to the tips. Next slide. How to improve problem solving. Previous slide, sister. Previous slide. Okay, thank you. Previous slide. How to improve problem solving. So never give up. If you face any problem, try out different solutions. Ask others for guidance. Okay, look for patterns and exceptions. Get involved in helping your co-workers solve their problems, even if you are not sure how to solve the problem yourself. Then adapt your learning mindset. Be curious. Okay, then ask others how they found a solution to a problem they faced. Ask about the steps they took to solve it, and try fixing broken things at home. Learn from online tutorials. Join online communities and exchange your opinions. Okay, the next slide, sister. How to get better at communication. Next slide, sister. Next slide, sister. Thank you. So improve your email writing skills. Try to be clear and concise. Then start blogging. Practice writing longer terms. Structure your blog posts logically, and make sure the text has a nice flow. Then prepare and deliver presentations. Ask for feedback. Practice speaking in front of live audiences. Okay. Then get involved in clubs or societies. Then start conversations with the strangers. Okay, then practice your body language, record yourself or speak in front of the mirror. Then how to develop your adaptability. Embrace change by setting yourself with new challenges. Start a new hobby, learn new skills, do things you are afraid of. Okay, do what you can't. Okay, ask for new responsibilities at work. Then how to improve your teamwork. Excellent, sister. Be an active member of your project team. Offer help, ask for help, discuss proposed solutions. Speak up if you are having doubts, or offer your expertise. Volunteer, join a sports team. Okay, then how to work on time management or organizational skills. Monitor how much time you spend doing work, and learn to plan your days more effectively. Okay, see how much of your time is taken up by distractions. Try to minimize them. Then try using time management methods such as Promote technique, and then use productivity apps, Google Calendar, Evernote, Google Keep, etc. So find the ones that work for you. Then tidy up your working and living space, and then sleep well, then go for your walk. Then how to improve your technology use. Next, sister. Thank you. Read industry blogs, websites, and magazines to stay up to date and learn from free online tutorials you can find on YouTube. Then enroll in online classes on Udemy, Coursera, Swayam, example. Okay. Then how to develop information use. Next slide, sister. Yeah, thank you. Take online logical reasoning test, learn Google Analytics or analytical software, and then take a free online verbal reasoning test, and then read a lot. Okay, all these suggestions above will help you improve your employability skills as well as academic skills, but isn't everything. Okay, as per day by day improvement of technology and other those things, we must follow and develop ourselves, because we must learn something, then only we can survive in this competitive world. There are many ways in which you can improve your academic communication skills as per the trend. The question is how to improve these kinds of skills specifically. Well, practice only makes perfect. Next slide, sister.
Thank you, Sister
Practice
Poornima.
only. One second, sister. 1 second. Let me complete.
Okay.
Okay. Seriously, practice makes perfect, but done is better than perfect. Next slide, sister. Don't wait for the opportunity, just create it. My motto in life is the way you live is the way you can live. As per Emily Dickinson's words, success is counted sweetest by those who never succeed. So keep learning always, update yourself every day, and realize the real value of success. Thank you for listening.
Okay. Thanks for sharing your viewpoint with us this morning, Sister Poornima. I'd like to make it a little bit to sum up your presentations is like listening comprehension is the receptive skills in the oral mode. When we speak of listening, what we really mean is listening and understand what we hear. So talking about the speaking seems like the productive skills in the oral mode, and it like the other skill is more complicated, and that it seems at the first and involves more than just pronouncing words, whilst reading is the receptive skills in the written mode, and it can develop independently of listening and speaking skill, but often develops along with them. Last but not least is talking about the writing is the productive skills in the written mode. It too is more complicated, and it seems at first and often seems to be the hardest of the skills. Well, lastly, soft skills relate to how we work. Soft skills include interpersonal, people skills, communication skills, listening skills, time management, empathy, among others. They are among the top skills employers seek in the candidate they hire, because soft skills are important for just about every single job. So thank you so much, sisters, and your motto is can keep spirit for all of the participants and also myself, keep learning. That's very nice. Thank you very much, Sister Poornima. Now we moving to the second speaker, Chenghui. We always call him with David in our campus. Okay, nice to see you, brothers. And then time is yours, roughly 15 to 25 minutes, but maybe 15 to 25 minutes like Sister Poornima. What a place of you, Brother David. Time is yours. Thank you, brother.
How can I share
your screen? Can I help you, David?
I don't know how to share.
You should open it the first time and then keep it. You should open in your monitor. You open it in your monitor and then you just click share screen and then choose one of the.
Yeah.
Okay.
Where's the share button?
Share button at the bottom. Your button is there. There are participants, chat, screen, record. Yeah, within at the bottom of the bars of your personal computer or your laptop.
On the PPT, on the PowerPoint.
Yes.
Share.
Do you want we help you to share the PPT, brother?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Great. Hello, everybody. Can you hear me?
Yes, your voice is audible.
I'm very thankful to invite me to give a speech about the communications, academic communications. I think today's academic communications is very important in digital area because in the digital era, communication becomes more convenient and faster. So how to improve our academic communication skills is a big problem. I think there's a popular saying, to publish or to perish. In the future, if we can make our papers to be published, it is a very big advantage for us to be a teacher or to be a researcher. So today's topic is how to make your papers to be published. Some strategies, some ways. When we publish our papers, usually in English, so our audience is the academic communities who can speak English, right? We have to adapt our style to the academic community of the international community. So I have published one paper with my supervisor, Professor Lawrence Strong, in 2016. If you are interested, you can download this paper, just for free. So today I want to talk about one pragmatic skills, meta discourse, hedging and bolstering. Today I want to talk about hedging. Hedging is one type of meta discourse. What is hedging and what is bolstering? Hedges and bolsters are both communicative strategies for increasing or reducing the force of statement. For example, boosters, clearly, obviously, absolutely, boosters. A strong commitment, a strong commitment to your discourse. And what is hedges? Hedges like possible, might, perhaps, represent a weakening of a claim words. There are also some word formation cluster. So some other a lot of definitions. Why this study? Recent discussions of English as the international language of scientific communication indicate that academic writers with different first languages, for example, Chinese or Malaysia or Indonesia, including writers in English as foreign language or English as a second language, are expected to develop competencies in intercultural rhetoric in order for their research findings to be accepted by the Anglophile and the Anglo-American academic community. This is because if we wish to publish their research in English media journals, the standard for making judgments on the use of English is really that of how competent they are in using the language for conveying their ideas or argument. Neither reviewers nor editors of academic journals typically show sympathy with L2 English writers and make decisions in their favor because of the fact that the authors are L2 English writers. So we as L2 English writers, we have to adapt our styles, our genres, our rhetorical devices to adapt to the English journals standards. It is essential that L2 academic writers improve their L2 pragmatic competence and make rhetorical and stylistic accommodations to meet the academic English discourse norms and the requirements of English medium journals for facilitating their readers understanding their intended meanings accordingly. According to Lakoff, hedging is a means for distinguishing the four marginal members of the concept of categories of language from the central items. So headings are frequently used in academic discourses because it's a very important communication skills, academic communication skills. So authors employ hedging strategies to achieve their intended purposes because appropriate use of hedging could make authors better adjust their relationships with their own propositions and arguments and help build certain power relations between them and the readers as well as the reviewers. What research has to say about how hedging use varies? Different people have different views about how to use the hedging devices. Hedging across various sections of research articles in the three corpora demonstrated similarities. However, considerable variations are also found in the overall number of frequencies. So what about the use of hedging devices by L2 English writers with Chinese as their L1 in contrast to those by native English-speaking writers? Can L2 English writers communicate interculturally in an effective manner? Unfortunately, only a few studies are documented about how L2 writers with Chinese as their L1. So we explored if there would be similarities or differences between Chinese academics and their Anglophone counterparts in the use of hedgings in the concluding section of applied linguistics research articles written in English. So what are the similarities and differences, if any, in the frequency of use of various categories of headings between Chinese and Anglo academic writers? What are the similarities and differences in the pattern in the choice of various categories of headings between Chinese and Anglophone academic writers? What are the similarities and differences, if any, in the linguistic expressions of various categories of headings between Chinese and Anglophone writers? Theoretical framework for analyzing heading I use competent. The frameworks just six categories of headings: epistemic, copular, PS, academic models might, or adjectives likely, or adverb properly, and some non-factive verb I adjust, or it is therefore adjusted, and impersonal subject, the findings suggest. Methodology, we use the corpora, the two corpora. One corpus is the Chinese authors, the others is Anglophone authors. And we analyzed the corpora by manual annotation of the headings according to the competence definition and category. Some results, right? So we found that Chinese academic English writers have put great emphasis on L2 pragmatic competence development and made rhetorical and stylistic accommodations to a large extent so as to achieve their intercultural communication goals. That is to make their research articles publishable in English media journals. From the rhetorical norms set by the two authoritative and influential textbooks, we can easily deduce why Chinese scholars are inclined to get around the use of I, we structure in English medium academic writings. More importantly, we think that the above mentioned phenomenon is also as a result of negative transfer of collectivism to the L2 academic writing of Chinese scholars. When I write a research article, I'm conscious of who am I and what I'm writing about and from whom I'm writing. So far, the purpose of expressing my own voice using I is a good way of presenting an argument, I think. That is, the native speakers of English use I more frequently, right? But in Chinese scholars, they just avoid use the first personal, the first pronoun I. This is difference. So we found that the Anglophone academic writers as a whole used more headings than their Chinese counterparts. Nevertheless, both groups of writers.
Excuse me.
Demonstrate.
Excuse me,
What?
David. Excuse me, David. This is the right slide right now?
Yeah.
Okay.
The last one.
Okay.
Nevertheless, both groups of writers demonstrated the same tendency in the frequency of use of various categories of headings, except for only one subcategory. We also found that the two groups of writers displayed a similar pattern in the choice of various categories of headings. Both groups saw epistemic models and non-factive verb phrases records as very important heading devices. The two groups differed somewhat in the linguistic expressions of some categories of headings. So in short, the Chinese scholars have made a lot of adaptations to meet the international journals standards. Although there are some still differences in their English writing. For example, this here, H5.1, I suggest that the Chinese scholars seldom use this kind of heading. I think very rare in their writings because of the cultural differences. But the native speakers of English can use I or we in their recitals more frequently to express their voice, to strength, to stress the importance of their own voice. So this is my finding that in maybe in the future in your culture, in Malaysia, in Indonesia culture, if we want to make our papers to be published, we can also improve, we can also enhance our academic communication skills and do intercultural communication. So we can use the meta discourse, heading and boosters more appropriately to meet the international general standards. So I hope in the future everybody can do similar research to explore the differences and similarities between the Indonesian researchers and the native speakers of English. And that's more for my presentation. Thank you.
Yeah, what a thoughtful frame of reference. Much thanks, David. Yeah, I would like to say briefly that hedging has its benefits. Hedging suggests that the writer is careful, nuanced, and keen to avoid generalizations. Using hedging words and phrases in academic writing allows us as students or researchers or lecturers to be academically cautious, so to acknowledge that the degrees of uncertainty in our statements, claim, rather than just claiming something isn't absolutely true or fact, something like that. So the opposite is boosters that you said, yeah. If we use them sparingly, they can convey the right amount of self-assurance. So I'd like to say the selective use of boosters will convince our reader that we know our stuff and are an expert in our field. So they are to strengthen the positions when readers, when the writers are absolutely committed to their statements. Thanks for your explanations. That's a thoughtful frame of reference, David. Thank you.
Thank you.
And nice to see you. And then next, Malaysia. Malaysia is the last one. And let's look at the presentations of Mrs. Zulida. I'll give you the floor in 20 to 20 minutes, Ms. Zulida.
Okay, thank you. Thank you very much. Okay, I'm going to share something very like the practical that we use here, and then, maybe we can share. This is more on the sharing session where we can discuss further regarding the topic that I'm going to present today. Is about the problem-based learning. Okay, I'm going to share my own screen. Where is it? Okay, can you see the screen? Is it clear?
Yes, sister. Yes.
Okay. Okay, this actually problem-based learning is something that we practiced back in 2004, if not mistaken, long time ago, and it's still valid until now, where we started with something very different from what we always do in class, where this problem-based learning is actually is more concentrating on how the student work, okay, and it is more on the student-centered. So what is actually a problem-based learning is, this is why we define as a problem-based learning approach, where problem is the starting point of the process of teaching and learning. Not only the teachers or the instructors being having this difficulty in crafting the problem, but students also, they have to learn how to solve the problem. And there are also few steps that you have to know in order to make the flow of this approach being successful in class. Okay, basically, students, they are formed in the small groups. And usually we have a very 5 to 6 students in a group. As compared to project-based learning, project, it could be like one semester. It's one project. The output will be the project itself. But the problem is like maybe maximum will be 1 month for 4 classes. Okay, so students, okay, the instructor will come to the classroom, and then they will divide the student based on several criteria, such as they want to have a mixture between the good students and also the not so good students, so that they can work together in a small group. And teacher is only the facilitator in the class. They are. What's that?
I don't know. Excuse me, admin. Would you like to assist us, please? Okay, thank you, admin. Go ahead, Sister Zulida.
Okay, I'm going to control the slide. It's okay because I have made some changes a little bit. Okay, so when students are in the small group, they work together. Okay, they work together means that those from the good students, they actually can help, because we have to know that each student, they have their own what can I say, good things, and also the what can I say, the weakness and also the strength of that particular person or student. So they have to work together in order to produce this good output at the end of the process of this PBL. And also the teacher is only the facilitator in the class, but it doesn't mean that if you are the teacher, you just keep quiet in the class. No, it's totally different. This is what the perception of people when they want to implement the problem-based learning, they will say that, oh, the teacher will come and then just monitor the student. No, okay? Because of course, therefore, the process of teaching and learning is there at the beginning, where some input should be given to the students, okay, before they start doing the problem. Okay, then the students also are given the opportunity to create and accomplish their own goal learning. Okay, own learning goal means that what they want, what they wish to know. So they have the opportunity, they have the autonomy, okay, to work towards together, and then what they want to achieve, whether it is really achieve the program PEO, program outcome, and also maybe PLO, program learning outcome. Okay, sorry. And also, and this is actually given the students the feeling of flexibility, what they want to do. Okay, how somehow the role of the teacher is very important, because we are afraid that the student might be away from what they should be, and this teacher will bring it together and then guide them to the right path. Okay, we look at the history of this, what we call as a PBL. Okay, back in 1950s and also 1960s in Canada, the problems happened, the situation where there was dissatisfaction among the students in the medical classes. Okay, they feel that maybe they are not diagnosing people on the right way. Okay, and also maybe wrong. So therefore, they try to find something else, okay, to substitute the way of lecturing the class. So started with the McMaster University in 1969, and then it goes to engineering and other other fields. I'm so sorry, not very good. I have sore throat a little bit. Okay, engineering in University Technology Malaysia in 2005, and then actually we work together with the this UTM, and also we have in the field of architecture by Adianto in 2017 in Universitas Sriwijaya. I'm not sure where is it, but somewhere maybe in Java, maybe. And also nursing education. But this is very popular, this PBS is very popular, especially in the medical and also, you know, nursing education. Okay, next.
Bicaranya
I'm so
juga.
sorry. Yeah. And we also have few names that can be used in actually branding this problem-based learning. Okay, in the Republic Polytechnic Singapore, they say that one day, one problem. So only that day, let's say in the morning, they will give the students the problem, and then the student will work together. And then the afternoon session will be the presentation. So one subject, one problem. So if 5 days means that they will take 5 subjects. So finish one subject, one day. It's not like us. We have few subjects in a day, right? So they have this kind of technique or this kind of approach where they have one day, one problem. Okay, Southern Illinois University, USA, up to 15 steps. This is very, very detailed. So what they should do, so the student will have like few things they have to fulfill, up to 15 steps. But for this Stanage University UK, they only have 6 steps because this is much more simpler, where this is actually for the diploma students. They have only 6 steps because sometimes we have to think about the level of the education of the students, where for maybe we have to fit more for the diploma students compared to the degree students. Okay, so at this Aalborg University, this is a very long tradition, and they currently change into digital PBL this during COVID-19. Okay, because we don't have to have, let's say, face-to-face. So the one that they use, the traditional PBL, they change into the digital PBL. Okay, for this, for my institution, UTHM, we usually use fila table or ladder, but the most common one is the fila table. So later on, I will explain a little bit about the fila table, but whatever it is, whether you have one day, one problem, whether you have 15 steps, 6 steps, okay, but they share the same goals: flexible knowledge, self-directed learning, effective problem-solving skills, lifelong learning, decision-making, and this is what we call as what Dr. Poornima said, okay, on the first presentation, the soft skills. Okay, this will support the soft skills, how to develop the soft skills of the students so that they will be like prepare themselves in order to face the working world. Okay, this fila table, what we call as, it's actually a very simple table where you have the facts for F, I for ideas, L for the learning issues, and A for the action. So starting from this one, they have to identify, the students have to identify the concept, which is known as the learning issues, what they want to learn, what they want to see. Okay, so they have to understand the problem first, and then what they want to know. Okay, so they will gather the information from the websites, the books, the articles, and also other resources. Because nowadays everything is very easy as compared to last time. Still remember during my degree time, we have to go shelf by shelf, okay, to get the books, having the cards. But nowadays everything will be like so easy. Finally, they will prepare the synthesis. So integration of the learning, evaluation, and review of their experience, and also the learning process. Okay, so this is generally the table of the phyla, where you can see that F here means that based on the trigger or the task given to the students, they fill up this column with the information they gather, what they see, no interpretation, only what they see. Okay, so the interpretation of what they want to know will be like something go to the column I for ideas, where the students come up with their hypothesis on the solution of the trigger task. This is come with like something, the sentence such as like maybe, maybe, maybe. Okay, but facts, I can see this, I can see that, very clear. But ideas, you have more than that, maybe. Okay, and then the learning issues mean the students record the questions, the maybe questions. For further study means that they need to find more about what they think, about what they hypothesize. Okay, and also the action plan means that how they want to answer the learning issues by having plans for resolving the triggers, such as getting, you can get this from the internet, you can this from the journal, you can get this from the books. So this will be basically the 4 columns of phyla table, where the students will immediately prepare this whenever they receive the problem from their instructor. So look at the scenario of this PBL. Actually, this PBL provides channel for students to interact and work in groups. It's more on the group work actually. We can say that it is more on the group work. Okay, and also this actually gives the opportunity for the student to develop their communication and also the teamwork skill. Very general, it's about communication and teamwork, but you can get more than that. You can more than that, where you have the critical thinking skills, and then you are going to have the leadership skills, decision making. So all these as what we call as the soft skills actually being developed through this approach of learning. So learners learn the subject matter and develop their thinking skills. And then students in PBL classroom are as engaged problem solvers who try to get the root of the problem. Through this process, they are becoming self-directed learners. If they are not sure, they can ask their facilitator, the instructor or the facilitator. Okay. And then sometimes, usually, my student will prepare all this whenever they receive. And we can see that from the first, let's say one semester, we are going to have 4 problems. For the first problem, there will be a lot of like interaction, asking whether they are on the right path or not. Okay. Then slowly, second and third, until the final, at the end of semester, they don't ask the instructor anymore because they know what they want to do. They know what they want to learn. Okay. However, we as the instructor will check whether they are on the right path or not. So if it's not right, we are not going to give them the solution, or we're not going to guide them like, okay, you have to find this, this, and this. But somehow we guide them as like asking more questions, ask question and ask question, so that they start to think. They start to think with it, how to answer this question. Okay, so the role of teachers here as the facilitator who helps the student to manage their collaboration. Okay, and to make sure the students stay on track in solving problems, as I mentioned earlier, okay, and to reflect on their experiences. Okay, at the beginning of the semester, maybe that's semester 1, maybe it's quite difficult, maybe it is very heavy task for the teachers to craft the problem. It's very difficult to find something like, it's like not directly, and then it should be the real problem. It's very difficult. But after you implement that, after 2 semesters, maybe quite more easy. But somehow, okay, the teachers also need to change the problems according to the scenario, according to the situation. Okay, it's not necessarily the same problem from semester 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No. Maybe semester 3 or 4, they want to change. So they change the problem, and then they come up with the new set of let's say module for this problem-based learning. So the role of teachers here is only to guide the students, to facilitate the student, to make sure that they are on the right track. And also maybe this one is also to make sure that the student can fulfill the objectives of those course at the end of the semester. So these are the problems based learning and skills acquired. Of course, communication. It's very important to communicate, because nowadays we can find that it's quite passive. The students are quite passive. I don't know about other countries, but in Malaysia, somehow they don't want to speak. It's very difficult for them to speak up. So when having this kind of like approach in class, they need to speak. They need to communicate. Teamwork. Okay, I have this kind of experience when having very good students. They have to be in the team with the weak student. For the first class, they came to see me, and then they said that, doctor, we are not agreeing in this group because I don't think that I can perform well with these people, because I have to maintain my CGPA. Nowadays, the CGPA is very important as compared to the knowledge they receive. But the CGPA is actually, it's like something that this is the most ultimate goal in their learning process. So they come, some of them came to see me because they want to maintain their CGPA like 3.9, something like that, right? So I said that, let me see the progress of your work in this class, because not necessarily those who are very good, you are going to get, because we have other elements in our rubric in assessing students. Well, towards the end, something good, because they said that nowadays I can understand why you ask us to mix in the group, because we know that we can help the others. At the same time, when helping the others, we are actually learning, because we are sharing. Okay, so the teamwork is very important, because nowadays people somehow, the employee, they don't look at the certificate itself, but this kind of like skills that the candidate possess, okay, in order for them to be in that company when they are working. Okay, so that one is the communication, and then teamwork, problem solving. It's very difficult to train students to solve problem. It's very difficult, because they have only one direction, one dimension in order to solve problems. Somehow in this PBL, we teach them to have the alternatives. Okay, critical thinking as well, leadership, because of course each group, they will have one leader. So, and this leader will rotate among the group members. So this is also to to develop the leadership skills. Decision making, where they have to present, okay, and then they have to what can I say, to present their findings. They will choose the best among the findings that they have among the group members to be presented to the instructor. Okay, so this is actually the problem, where crafting the problem should be something very important thing to prepare or to do, where problem should be crafted. Problem crafted should be reflecting the real situation. It's the real situation. It's not something that you create your imagination. No, because we want to see. It's actually similarly when we do our masters and also PhD. We have to have the original problem. So this is actually where the starting point, where the students are exposed to research as well. Okay, so this problem crafted should be reflect the real situation. We have photos sometimes. We have to have explanation maybe, and also articles to show this is actually the problem. You have to find out how to solve the problem. Okay, problem presented should be interesting. Okay, it's not very dull. Okay, sometimes it's very dull. Sometimes they have to have, like, say, picture. Picture is very interesting and challenging, and provide enough opportunities for the students to conduct research and study on their own. And problem given to students should have the opportunities to reflect. It's something new, unusual, and also unfamiliar. It's not something very like, this one is very, we can see a lot of this thing. You know already the answer. No, but it's something that is unfamiliar to the students. And the best problem is you can integrate the knowledge from various disciplines, because we are teaching the engineering students. Okay, we are teaching the engineering student. Of course, we need to integrate the element of engineering in our service subjects. Here, English is considered as a service subject. So we need to integrate all this kind to suit whatever they learn in our class to their core course. Okay. And few theories related to PBL, such as the learning theories, social development theory, and also Toulmin model of argumentation. And basically, the best should be these two learning theories and also social development theory, where Vygotsky, they have this kind of like model, I can say that this is the framework where they have the ZPD, can't remember that one, the ZPD area, where the student to work together in order to achieve their lesson plan, okay, their lesson. So I actually, when talk about this PBL, there are quite a lot of researches done by researchers. Okay. Okay, so these are the things that I prepared actually before this, in this about 15 to 20 years, about the students' motivation, and then how this PBL can help students with their problem-solving skills, perception on the PBL implementation, before and after is more on the quasi-experimental design, and the entrepreneurship, where this subject is actually, this element is actually being taught in effective communication classes, and then of course the presentation skills, because they will do a lot of presentations. Okay, and in conclusion, I can say that this PBL is actually the alternative approach, and also really suit, especially during this COVID-19, the endemic nowadays. Still, we can have to transfer from what the traditional PBL to the digital PBL, and then it also create the student-centered and also preparing a working world with real problem. Okay, thank you very much. That's all from my presentation. Okay, thank you. Is it enough time?
Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Okay. Thanks for delivering your presentations, Sister Zulida.
Yeah.
So, in a nutshell, I'd like to say that PBL or problem. Oh, wait a moment. In your institutions or just in your faculty, that English is a service subject?
Actually, it's not, because we, the language center, we don't have students. But
okay.
other faculty come to our students to take English subject and also the foreign language subjects.
Okay, that's nice.
So it's like, that's why we need to integrate. We need to integrate.
Yeah, that's
between,
right. I agree.
The engineering part and also the language, how they can use the language in their engineering field. It's something like that.
That's good. That's good.
Mm.
I hope my university also can take some what we call it enrichment from your presentation.
Sure, no problem. We have few experts here from engineering experts
we have
and also language
here, Professor. Yeah. Okay, thank you very much. Problem-based learning, or PBL, is a curriculum model that emphasizes the effective use of task-based problems.
Yes,
to
exactly.
Get students in active, and
active.
And multidisciplinary learning. So through problem-based learning, students learn how to solve problems that are ill-structured and often ended up ambiguous. So problem-based learning engages students in integrating real and what we call it is relevant intellectual inquiry, and allows them to learn from life situations. So,
exactly.
Yeah. And this approach has been adapted for use in the classroom to motivate like us, EFL students to master content pertaining to various subjects.
You can see that the students at the beginning, they are very shy to speak.
Yeah, that's
because
right.
the presentation, but later on they don't mind. Actually, they said that whatever, because I said that you put aside your grammar a little bit, I'm going to polish your confidence level and also to speak in front of the public. I said, then it is that stimulously the grammar will come in. Okay.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you
Thanks
very
for
much.
Your presentations, Sister Zulida. Well, brothers and sisters, ladies and gentlemen, we still have time in this Friday. However, before we continue our sections, briefly, let me convey the biodata of the sources while waiting for questions. Excuse me, the committee would like to...
Can I ask?
Excuse me, I will briefly convey to the audience